Hey everybody, it's Safi and Marco Dish Out on Movies, the only movie review show on YouTube to review movies in terms of food. It's just Marco here once again, and I am here today to actually do a completely unplanned video. You see, today we were supposed to do a movie review, and it just wasn't working out. I had to go to the movies because I wanted to see Killers of the Flower Moon a second time in theaters, in IMAX, and the only showings were at 2:30 and 7:20. And, obviously I couldn't do the 7:20 one because we'll be doing Hell's Kitchen coming up shortly, and that is a lot of work. Got to take a lot of notes, and then I got to do a really fast-paced review. So I really couldn't find time to do like a movie review. But something funny happened where we went to the theater and just something hilarious happened. And it was the most hilarious thing. And it was almost like making the ticket price like even more worth paying, because like you get the movie and you get this hilarious experience that like was almost actually more entertaining than the movie, even though the movie was really, perfect and almost even better than the first time. But honestly, I'm just going to talk about the movie again first before I get into the shenanigans, because I just wanted to say, like, I really enjoyed it a second time, but it wasn't like The Irishman where, when I watched The Irishman a second time, I enjoyed that a lot more than the first time. It was kind of just like, yeah, I enjoy it pretty much the same. I think partly it had to do with the fact that I had to go to the bathroom several times in the movie. And like, I hate it. I hate it. It's so irritating when you watch a movie and you have to go to the bathroom. And I had a big bag of candy that I brought from home, but then I had this water, and I didn't want to drink the water, because it would make me go to the bathroom more, or need to go to the bathroom, And so it was kind of like irritating with that, but, I really enjoyed the experience, and I was glad to support this movie. This is a movie where I was really happy to see it in theaters again, and not just like sit around waiting for it to come out on streaming or anything like that. I did find it on YouTube, but I was like, no, I'm not going to watch this on YouTube. I want to see this in theaters. I want to experience this in a theater like a real movie, because it seems like it's worth it. And I love seeing Lily Gladstone in the movie again. She's so good and she's so beautiful. And so honestly, like, I just kind of like to see this movie again just so that I can see her again and on the big screen, because like it's sort of like amazing. It's sort of like seeing like an old-fashioned like movie star. Like, that's how perfect she is. And so like I would really like to actually see the movie again. Like next week, instead of seeing whatever crappy new movie, I might just want to go to the theater again just to see her, because I really like seeing her on in a movie. There's just something really magical about her, and so I really want to see it again. Just for her, though, honestly, like I if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even want to go see it again, but just because of her, I'm probably going to go again. And that should say something. I don't think any other actress in Hollywood could get me to do that. Just saying. So anyways, I guess you're wondering, what is the hilarious movie theater experience? Well, as soon as I walk in the theater, the stupid advertisements are already playing. It's a fucking 3.5 hour movie, plus the trailers. And these theaters have the nerve to play advertisements in front of that? Like, what a terrible, terrible thing that these movie theaters do. I mean, they're shooting themselves in the feet by doing stuff like that. Like, they're making people not want to go to the movies by doing that. So, there are these two guys in front of me, and they're both, like, probably in their 60s or maybe 70s. I don't know. Like, they both were very old. One of them had, like, an orange or red and blue track jacket, and he kind of had, like, a balding head, and he had a mustache and glasses, and the other guy had, like, a dark outfit on, and he had kind of, like, short haircut, and they looked like friends, I guess. And it was just really hilarious because as soon as I was walking behind them, I knew that there was going to be some funny shit with these people, because they were boomers. That's what you call that. Like, those are straight up boomers. They are the dictionary definition of boomers. And so the guy with the jacket, he never took his jacket off the whole movie, by the way. He just kept that thing on like it was some sort of like a, I don't know, it was really funny. It was like, it was like this weird, like, I don't know, it was just really strange, these people. Like, they seemed like they were out of the Twilight Zone. And the guy with the track jacket, he was taking forever to get up these stairs. And I was thinking, like, oh my God, like, how many, like, stairs are these people going to climb looking for their seats? And then the guy in front is like, it doesn't matter. I'm trying to do, like, an old person voice. It really doesn't matter where we sit. It really doesn't matter. Okay, I should have practiced that before I did this video. Jeez, this just sucks. And, it really doesn't matter where we sit, old buddy. Okay, that's an old person voice. There you go. That is a boomer voice. And then I look, and they're going in the row that I was in. And I was like, oh, shit. They're going to be next to me the entire movie. And not only that, the guy who said that it doesn't matter where we sit, old pal, he decided to sit in the seat that I bought. He sat in seat J11, the seat that I purchased, the seat that I wanted. And then his friend just sits next to him. Like, seriously? Like, that's what you're going to do? Like, I hate it when people do that. Like, somebody did that when I went to see 1917, too. Like, I went to the theater, and there was this fucking guy sitting in my seat, and so I just sat right next to him, and I was like, is this guy going to get self-conscious and be like, oh, why is this guy sitting right next to me? No, he never did. He just coughed the whole time. He just coughed the entire 2 hours. It was such fucking bullshit. But these two old guys, as soon as they sat down, too, they started talking, and it was so hilarious. It was so, like, I was on the verge of tears, laughing at these guys. Like, one of them was, like, saying something about, like, she's as smart as a whip. It's like, what the fuck? Like, these are some boomers I'm sitting next to. Like, jeez. And so I sat in seat J9, if you guys are wondering. I sat, like, a little bit away from them, but still, I sat next to these guys. And then the guy in the track jacket, he started talking about in the 1940s, before Ford was making cars, and I was like, what are they talking about? The 1940s? They're talking about Henry Ford? Like, and then, like, they played the commercials, and they keep playing the same commercials over and over again for some fucking reason. Like, they're trying to hypnotize you into wanting to buy their stupid, shitty products. And one of the old guys was like, is that the same commercial again? And then they got to the Taylor Swift trailer, and one of the guys was like, Why is she the it girl in Hollywood? She's only popular with 12-year-old girls. And then one of them was like, the screen is really big. And the other guy's like, yeah, it's almost too big. Like, that's such a boomer thing to say. Like, you go to the IMAX theater and it's like, yeah, the screen is almost too big. And then the trailer for the Agenda feminazi movie The Marvels plays. And one of them is like, ooh, that looks fun. I don't know if he was being sarcastic or what, but it's like, after everything these guys had to, like, commentate over it, I was like, you know, these guys should do, like, commentaries together because this is just hilarious. And then they played the Aquaman trailer, and the guy in the tracksuit's like, superheroes, what is it, 2013? And then they played the shitty-looking Jason Statham movie trailer, and the other guy was like, no, it looks like it's 2020 again. Badass. And that is how he laughed, by the way. And the other guy was like, I'm gonna be deaf by the time this movie is over. So then the movie started. And I was like, oh shit, are they going to talk through the whole movie and ruin my experience? Because I kind of wish they had, because then it would have made it so that I could have, like, had, like, another excuse to see the movie again, you know? Like, oh, I can't help seeing the movie a third time. They talk through the whole movie, so, you know, what can you do? Modern movie audiences, am I right, guys? So then, I'm not going to spoil anything from the movie, but at the beginning of the movie, you see this very, like, sad kind of montage of these Native Americans who are dead from, you know, being killed. And, you know, none of them were investigated. None of them ever, they never found out who did it, even though it was probably really obvious who did these murders. You know, they just didn't care. And, well, then while they were playing that montage, one of the boomers was like, those are the dead ones. Like, what the fuck? Why are you saying that? Like, it's just, like, no shit, Sherlock. And then, so there's this reoccurring thing where the Indians, when they see an owl, it means they're dying. And so one of them sees one, and then later on in the movie, another character sees one. And then one of the old guys was like, oh yeah! Like, it was weird too. He said, like, oh yeah! Like, it was kind of hard to tell if he was being like, oh, I remember that, oh yeah. Or if he was just being like, oh yeah, like, it was really strange. So then, I'm not kidding you guys when I say that I knew there was only like 5 minutes in the movie left, and that is the time when one of the old guys chose to get up and leave the movie to go to the bathroom. I mean, that was really bad. He was like, okay, I can't wait any longer. That's what he said. And I was like, you know, you really could have waited longer because there's only 5 minutes in the movie left. And, like, you're literally missing the part at the end where they explain everything that happened with all the characters and what happened to them in their lives. Like, you're missing the ending of the movie. Like, I didn't want to say anything, though, because, you know, like, these guys were boomers. Like, they were just straight up, like, I was like, wow, that was something special, that experience. And I kind of had a fun time, too, because I had a big bag of candy, as I said. I had I had some Tootsie Rolls. I had an orange Tootsie Pop, which I think that's like my least favorite flavor, honestly. And then I had a Reese's peanut butter pumpkin and it melted completely, and I had some Whoppers, I had some candy corn, and I just brought like a bunch of shit because I wanted to have a good time. You know, the first time I saw it, all I brought was a Tootsie Pop, and I was like, you know, I really could do better next time, you know, like, and I think the next time that I see this movie in theaters, if I in fact do, which I really want to see Lillian in the theater again, so I think I probably will. I think the next time I'll probably like go to Subway and get like a foot long sub and just put it inside my winter coat, and then when I get to my seat, I just whip it out of my coat, you know. And there was only like two other people in the theater besides those people, so like it was another like pretty nice experience. But I'm telling you, like, I don't think I'll ever have as good of an experience as I did that first time I saw the movie, because there was no one, and it was just that was like an amazing experience that like you could never replicate that again. But still, this was a very funny experience, you know. And they said a lot of other stuff throughout the movie too, these boomers, but I just couldn't understand what they were saying, you know, because the movie was so loud, you know, because it's IMAX, you know, so I really couldn't hear what they were saying, unfortunately. And I was really worried too, because I was like, how am I going to be able to remember all these little things that they said? And I was almost like ready to get out my phone and like take notes on what they were saying, because, you know, I already saw the movie, so I knew it was going to happen. So anyways, please like this video and comment and tell me what you think about these boomers. You know, I think it's one of the funniest things when you go to a movie nowadays and you just have these boomers and they have their commentary and they just say the funniest shit, like saying things like, she's as smart as a whip. And then talking about the 1940s and Ford and cars, and it's like, what the hell? And then please subscribe to this channel if you'd like to see more videos like this, because I would love to make more videos like this. This is a lot of fun. So goodbye, everybody. See you soon for Hell's Kitchen.